Hi, it's Miss Lisa from the St. Paris Public Library. Today's Anytime story is called Brothers and Sisters.
I am Shannon, and I am 5 years old. These are my brothers, Hunter and Kellen. Hunter is 4, and Kellen is 2 years old. When Kellen was growing in our mother's tummy, part of one of his arms didn't grow. Kellen calls that arm Pinky, and he can do many things with it. Some children think that Pinky hurts Kellen, but it doesn't. His arm feels fine to him, just the way yours does. Here are some of the things Kellen can do when he plays with us. Kellen uses Pinky to steady the bowl when he drops the ball in. Kellen has a special hand and arm called a prosthesis. Kellen can make the hand open and close by moving the muscles on Pinky. Kellen can use his prosthesis to pick up little things so he can play a game that has small pieces. Because Kellen is growing, he has a new prosthesis. He is just getting used to it. Kellen loves to bounce high. He holds Pinky up to help him balance. We have a lot of fun together. We like to roughhouse with our dad and pile on top of him. Then we show him how we can do somersaults. When we race, Kellen takes the lead. I'm Zari, and this is my twin brother, Ramar. We are 5 years old. Ramar wears hearing aids to help him hear. I wear leg braces called orthotics to help me walk. This is our sister, Evie. She is 6. Evie's brain was hurt when she was born. It is hard for her brain to tell her body what she wants to do. Evie uses a wheelchair, and she needs help communicating. Evie can only say a few words. She moves her eyes to show what she wants, uses a computer to say what she wants, and smiles her beautiful smile. This year, Evie had an operation to make it easier for her to move her legs. Afterwards, she had to stay at the hospital for a long time. We missed Evie a lot. Our mom visited her every day. She read books to her and brought her food from home. At the hospital, a physical therapist helped Evie learn how to use her body. A teacher helped Evie with her schoolwork. A speech therapist worked on a communication board with Evie that helped her to say what she wants. This board fits on the front of her wheelchair and can go anywhere with her. Evie also learned to use a computer program to say what she wanted. Evie pressed Zer and Romer on the computer. She loves to see our names on the screen. At home, Romer and I made block towers and read books. It wasn't the same without Evie. Finally, Evie came home. We danced, played games, and read books together. We were so happy to see her. I am Chloe, and this is my brother James. James is 12, and I am 9. He has always been blind. James says a good thing about being blind is that the world is full of surprises. We spend a lot of time together. Here we are playing Chinese checkers, a game that is usually played with marbles. This is a special set. Each color has a shape, so James can tell where his pieces are. James makes a map of the board in his head, and he wins. James and I are reading the same book. I am reading a regular printed book, and James is reading a Braille version with his fingertips. Each letter is written in a dot pattern. James can read very quickly, faster than I can read aloud. James loves to use the computer. There is a device on it that says out loud what is happening on the screen. Sometimes we just relax and listen to stories on tape. When we walk outside, James uses a cane with a rolling ball on the tip. Sometimes James walks with his hand on my arm instead of using the cane. I have to remember to warn him if something he might trip over is coming up. I am Edwin, and I am the oldest brother in my family. I am 13. Willie is next. He is 9, and he has Down syndrome. It takes him a little longer to learn things. Something else is a little different for Willie. Like Kellen, part of him didn't grow when he was in our mother's tummy. His fingers on one hand are shorter than usual, but this doesn't stop him from doing lots of things. My youngest brother is James. He is 5, and he and Willie often play and do things together. Sometimes when I am busy reading or doing homework, Willie and James want me to pay attention to them instead. They can be really annoying, but if they didn't like me, they wouldn't want to play with me. I collect cards, and it takes a lot of time to go through them and organize them. I have to concentrate, but sometimes Willie wants me to play with him instead, so he grabs my cards and tries to take them away. Willie likes it when I play with him. We set up the marble run together. James and Willie like to ride bikes at the playground. James and Willie both want to ride the big Jeep. Sometimes James has a long turn and doesn't want to give it up. Our father tells James to share, and then Willie has a turn. Our mother teaches Willie and James how to make dumplings. They're hard at work, and when they are done, we all have a yummy treat. I am Jabir, and this is my sister, Naya. She is 10 years old and I am 8. We both wear hearing aids because we can't hear very well, but Naya cannot hear very much even with them on. She goes to a special school where deaf and hearing impaired children learn together. I go to a school in the neighborhood. A sign language interpreter helps me understand the teacher. When people sign, they use their hands to communicate instead of their voices. Naya and I speak to each other in sign language. In our home, 4 languages are used: American Sign Language, English, Spanish, and Arabic. We are watching television on the screen. You can see the words that tell us what words and sounds are going on. This is called closed captioning. A machine connected to the television makes it work. We sign when we play cards. Naya loves to use the TTY to talk to her friends. This is a telephone with a keyboard. The conversation happens in words that move across the screen. The TTY is the only way that Naya can talk to her friends. Sometimes when I try to take a turn, Naya just won't let me use it. Our mom comes in and helps us work it out. There are lots of things we like to do together. Timber! I am Sophie, and this is my big brother Charlie. He is 7 and I am 4. Charlie loves animals and dinosaurs and knows a lot about them. He has an amazing memory and can tell you exactly who said what in his favorite movies. Charlie sometimes needs help from me. When he plays with his animals, he concentrates so hard he forgets about everything around him, but I know how to get him to do other things. When Charlie plays games by himself, he is very hard to interrupt. I have to work very hard to get his attention, but I always do. We like to play pretend. I make sure I get a bite. Outside at the park, I sneak up to tickle Charlie's feet. We have lots of fun together.